Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. And you can see market is a little red, selling off this morning after this massive rotation after Powell's speech on Friday. A massive pump of almost 3% on Nasdaq. You can see went from green zone, buy zone on Friday to the sell zone, red zone to the top around 11 a.m. Eastern. And then now here we're going starting a decline now back into this zone. So where we are right now, we are in neutral zone, so we could be going lower or we could be going higher. So if you go higher, that's a good short. If you're going lower, that's a good buy. Now I wanted to show you, let's see on a daily chart how things are looking. Just quickly before we go back to that chart, this is SPX, okay? And I wanted to show you something on 1 hour chart. You can see we had a gap up on Friday, okay? So there is a gap here. There is this gap which is not fully filled. There's also this other bigger gap. Okay, so there are three gaps, and then there are all also most of the gaps there. So let's go back to daily chart. So now we made a new we tried to make a new high. We got some resistance here. So right where this previous high is. So if you want to draw a box, we can draw a box like that, okay? And maybe we can make it red for now. So you can see here we got 9 count sell signal on Monday, dropped, found support on this 20 moving average, bounce. This could still be, if we fail here and go lower, this could still be a lower high, okay? So if we drop, then there are these gaps which could come into picture, and usually seasonality wise September is pretty bearish, so just be very careful here. You don't want to be buying at all-time high. You want to be selling at all-time high and buying at lower prices, okay? So again, there are these gaps. You can take a screenshot of these, and I'm expecting some of these to start to fill. Ideally, I would be like, if you get a 3 to 5% drop from the top here, that will take us to, this is 6 actually, this is a lot. But at minimum here, this gap around 3.45%, 62.55, or if I can get lower retracement, this is a very interesting gap here, to be honest. So I'm really looking, but that looks like a way far away. So from here, top to the bottom, 6.75, that would be a really good opportunity to go long at 6,000 level. Now, I don't know if you're gonna get that, but who knows, right? So just keep that in mind. So I wanted to show you, this is live market MES. You can see getting now lower, but could be finding support on this 10 moving average, and maybe it will be starting to push. I will see. I'll wait and watch how the session goes. Not going to take any trades. I'm on cash, and I'm just waiting and seeing how this market behaves, especially with new highs, with divergences on RPP and RSI. I think we need some good decline here. So that's where we were. Just wanted to show you quickly, and then here the levels of S&P 500. Same story here. Buy to sell zone. Now coming close to neutral zone. Look to buy only below 64.30, only for day trading. And then also Bitcoin. You can see it's down. Um, for some reason, just flash crashed yesterday. Not sure what happened. This was around 3:30 p.m. Eastern. So now this is where we are in the buy zone, but sorry. We'll keep an eye and see. I'll show you daily chart very soon, and we can see, try to analyze where we go. But from shorting perspective, you don't want to be shorting here. It could pump at any time, Bitcoin. This is bond ZB. Also, you can see same story. Bond went from buy zone to sell zone. Now it's in the neutral zone. Let's let it get back to the buy zone. If you guys want to know more about this indicator, subscribe to my channel. There is a join button in the bottom left description of this video. Click on it, join. Let me know user ID. I will move you to member section where I share these levels and stocks I'm buying and selling. For example, I sold the TQQ and fngu on Friday after massive profit. It was here, so I sold it. fngu was there also. You can see here, I sold it there as well. So I show it with my subscribers live. Okay, so let's look at now daily chart and see how things could be changing. Guys, please hit the like button as I'm going through these charts. So this is long-term chart of S&P 500 and got little decline. Let's see. Ideally I will be looking around orange line to tag. You can see in a bull market we come back to orange line time and time again. You can see. So I'm looking for a tag of orange line. Don't want to be buying at all-time high. MNQ had RSI came very close to this previous low, had a bounce. Now it's declining again. So ideally, if it comes to green line, that will be a good buy as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. That was a 4-hour chart. This is daily chart. I already showed you MES. So let's go to MNQ. MNQ had a bigger issue because it found support on this 50 moving average, bounced and got rejected here. So in terms of gaps, NDX, here it is. There are gaps to the top as well. So this is very interesting. The gaps to the top, gaps to the bottom. So we are in the middle. So let's show you in 1-hour chart. You can see very slight gap here, slight gap here, but a bigger gap here which is not filled. So a deep retracement from where we are right now to um, that gap will be around 3% away. Okay, so a 3% downwards move on Nasdaq could take S&P 500 from where we were to about at least 2% to this full retracement of this, or a deeper one could take it to this, but I think at least at minimum 63.41. So just an idea, I'm just guessing. So around here. So anyhow, going back to daily chart and live market, this is where we are, triple Q. You can see there's one gap here, and then this gap they might want to be filling. Again, like a rejection here could bring it back to this 50 moving average, and that's where could be people might be wanting to buy these again. That's about 2% away. All right, Bitcoin, here you go, made a new low. You can see I was telling a lot of times that this low needs to hold, and now they made a new low. So it's a change in trend, lower high, lower lows. After getting an 8 count SPY signal, it didn't last long, and thus it was a fake out move, just got rejected. Now where could we go? We can draw a fib retracement. Um, I shared a video with my subscribers on that. I need to find the right tool. Let's see if oh, here, this is a fib retracement. So this is low to high. So you can see Bitcoin came around zero point 0.5, 11K. A deeper retracement can take it to zero point 0.6, which is 108, then 103, and then 98. Okay, so keep that in mind. Like if I go to gaps, okay, this is the gaps analysis. If I go to 1-hour chart, there is a huge gap created that will be filled at some point. Pretty confident. So if you want to add a yellow line here, so here you go. Now go back to daily chart. If we do a fib retracement on this is CME future from low to the high. You can see here this gap around 97K, which is one one level retracement, 100% I guess, very close to this 98K. So we could get, and that's where these 200 moving averages are coming as well. So just keep that in mind. It is quite possible we go right below 100K because September is going to be pretty weak. So that's quite possible. And then have like 12-13% retracement. So just be aware of that. Ethereum again made a new high with divergence, huge divergence on RSI and PPO. And this is ETH futures. If I go to 1-hour chart, no gaps, or one slightly gap here on the top. So we can mark it like this. But then on daily chart, there are no gaps until we go all the way down to 34.28. So we'll see which way market goes, but that's quite far away. VIX got crushed on Friday, and now again trying to pick up momentum. We'll see how the session goes, but there are no buy signal. We had a buy signal and then it played out. Now we have to wait for again a couple of days to see if it makes another buy signal. But so far, VIX got crushed there. So let's see how things shape up. Bond market, um, nice pump, trying to give it all back, coming closer to buy zone. So very, very interesting. So we'll keep an eye on it. So it's holding pretty nicely. TLT is the symbol. Again, could be coming to fill this gap around 86.4. Let's keep moving. What else? Gold. Gold is just going nowhere. It's just chopping since 21st of April, just going nowhere. So we'll see how gold behaves, but just consolidation, huge consolidation here. Same thing with silver. Silver actually is a bit more volatile, so coming now down a bit more than gold for now. We'll see. In terms of crude oil, came to this buy zone now, trying to recover, but again in front of some resistance here. So let's see if it can catch, go above these EMA lines or fail. Natural gas had all the gaps filled. Now the other gap is all the way down to 1.698. I don't think it's going there. Now if they are US, Ukraine and Russia, they don't have, they say war is done and no more war, then we could get a big drop on crude oil and natural gas and could fill some of these bottom gaps. But other than that, I don't see any other reason that this is going to go lower. Copper also trying to recover, just building a base, huge drop, just trying to consolidate here. Sugar also very close to the long-term buy zone line. Wheat also in the buy zone. Corn is also in the buy zone. Dollar index DXY. Let's see if it can bounce. Had a failure on Friday after Powell said interest rates are coming, cuts are coming. So failure, and then let's see if it can recover now, or this is it. Apart from that, MicroStrategy had a nice 6% day. It counts buy signal, but given more than half of it back now, 4% down. So let's see if it's heading lower. Have we already seen the top? Who knows? We could have, might as well. So let's see if it's going to keep dropping. So be very careful here. CNQ had a very nice reversal, 3% pump, but again came in front of resistance. Suncor also had a nice percent pump. All the energy sector stocks were bounced Friday very heavily. So we'll see. In terms of FANG stocks, Tesla, nice huge pump here, slight down pre-market. We'll see, but a massive wick here. You can see huge 1 hour candle just kept going higher. We'll see which way it goes. Seasonality wise, it is supposed to go higher in August, but who knows, right? So again, but I don't want to be buying here because my short-term levels are saying very overbought. Apple also gave all the way, trying to give it back whatever it achieved on Friday. Um, so not interested. It could be coming to this gap fill, so that might make me interesting. Netflix is down again pre-market. Facebook, Meta, again try to bounce, could be failure, could be coming to fully fill this earnings gap, which is about from where it is, where it closed, about 7% away. Amazon looks all right. We'll see. Google just kept going higher, new highs just kept going higher. What a reversal on Google. Um, Unbelievable. Microsoft bouncing off 50 moving average. CrowdStrike also near 200 moving average, trying to bounce here. ServiceNow, nothing interesting. NVIDIA earnings are coming, which is on Wednesday evening. So keep an eye, 7 counts buy signal, but near earnings, I won't give it more weight. But let's see how session goes. AVGO also looks like it's getting rejected here as well. So looks like market overall is pretty, we gotta be a bit careful here. Don't continue just buying blindly. Just wait for the right setups. Wait for the key levels, like I said on S&P 500, these gaps. So plan to attack there. Okay, guys, that's it for today. And hit the like button on your way out, and I will talk to you later. Bye.